The Indian Army has thwarted an attempt by Pakistan's Border Action Team to target Indian soldiers along the line of control in the Machel sector. One Pakistani intruder was neutralized in the process. However, the operation has resulted in the martyrdom of one Indian Army Jawan, while 5 others, including an officer, sustained injuries. The Border Action Teams, comprising commandos from the Pakistan Army as well as terrorists, have a history of infiltration along the line of control. This latest incident marks the second encounter in Kupwara within 3 days, highlighting the persistent threat in the region. This incident took place in Kupwara's Kamkari area following intelligence reports of terror activity. Despite the ongoing exchange of fire, the deceased and injured soldiers were promptly evacuated from the scene. Remember, viewers, earlier on 24th July, security forces neutralized an unidentified terrorist in an overnight gunfight in Kupwara's Lolab area, where a soldier also lost his life. Meanwhile, sources have revealed exclusively to NewsX that approximately 40 to 50 such terrorists are hiding in the upper reaches of Jammu and Kashmir's hilly districts, prompting a massive counter-terror operation by the security forces. Now, as per reports, these terrorists who have infiltrated the region are being highly trained and equipped with advanced weaponry, including American-made M4 carbine rifles with night vision devices as well. My colleague Ajay Jandal is joining us live. Ajay, you've been on the ground covering these updates, taking our viewers through what is happening over the course of the day. Of course, now information is coming in that these are not just terrorists backed by an outfit. These are also affiliated to Pakistani troops, and Pakistani troops themselves are now trying to infiltrate from across the border.
Yes, you know what has happened in the last few months that has been observed by the security forces, and so they are telling us that the incident which has taken place last late night in the Machel sector, that is basically not a work of terrorists only. That comprises of Pakistani regulars as well, and especially the BAT action team of Pakistani forces. They basically were with the terrorists, those who entered the Indian side and those who tried to enter the Indian side, and that carried out an attack on the Indian Army positions, and that led to casualty of one soldier who attained martyrdom while fighting with the terrorists and Pakistani soldiers, and then 3 to 4 Jawans, they are injured. According to information, it was late midnight at around 2 to 3 when security forces, Indian Army troops, those who are deployed in the forward area, they have seen some suspected movement in that area, and immediately after they have observed the movement, they sounded an alert. But unfortunately, the group of Pakistani soldiers and the terrorists, those who basically have those who reached near the Indian Army position, he opened fire, in which 5 soldiers of the Indian Army, including one officer, they were injured. Immediately they were shifted, evacuated to the safer location, but unfortunately one of a brave soldier, he lost his life and attained martyrdom, while other they are being treated over there in the hospital. But the thing is that how this Pakistan is doing, like earlier 3 back-to-back infiltration attempt has taken place there in the Kupwara and the Poonch sector, and this time Pakistani regulars, they entered and they carried out this attack on the Indian Army post. That is really a matter of concern, because it is not a Pakistani terrorists. They are the regulars, Pakistani SHG commandos, those who are a part of a border action team. And this has happened after a long time. Earlier, it has happened there in the Poonch sector, and that was observed that in Poonch sector line of control area, Pakistan have tried this and carried out attack on the Indian Army post. But this time they have chosen this location and carried out that attack, in which 5 soldiers were injured, 1 attained martyrdom, 4 are still in the hospital. So definitely troops are on the alert, and they are continuously following nefarious plan of Pakistan to disturb peace over here. Why it is happening? Because Pakistan knows that the situation in the Jammu and Kashmir is continuously improving. That gives message to the world community that earlier what Pakistan was saying about Kashmir, that was wrong. The reality is something else, that Kashmir is peaceful. People of Kashmir is moving. They want to go ahead with the rest of the world, but Pakistan basically was pushing the, pumping the money in the Jammu and Kashmir to definitely create unrest by the separatist leaders, by the terrorists. But now, when this situation has been improved, that doesn't suit to Pakistan. So that's why Pakistan is continuously using their regulars and the commandos to do such things over here in the Jammu and Kashmir.
All right, Ajay, with that, I would like to thank you for joining us live on the broadcast, sharing all those details. Meanwhile, also joining us this morning is Major General Sudhakarji, defense expert, as well as Colonel Shadan Singh, defense expert with us as well. First up, Major General Sudhakarji, we spoke about an hour back, and since then we've got fresh updates with regards to what's taking place on ground. Earlier, our sources were telling us that they were merely terrorists. Now, we are getting to know that this is the Pakistan's border action team that is trying to infiltrate into India. Now, these teams are trained professionally by their army as well as their air force. This attack comes right after India has celebrated 25 years since our victory in the Kargil war. Kashmir, as my colleague Ajay was telling us, is prospering at the moment. There was a record voter turnout in the Lok Sabha elections that has taken place as well. And this has not sat down very nicely with the Pakistani establishment, considering the fact that the country itself, Pakistan itself, is in doldrums. Their economy is in shambles. Their political circles are going haywire. Meanwhile, it's the army in Pakistan that truly has the power, and they are now trying to relentlessly attack India. What do you think we must do at the moment? What is crucial in order to bolster our anti-terror grid in Jammu and Kashmir? How can we go about thwarting Pakistan's nefarious plan?
Yeah, excellent question. And thanks for getting me back to your show and giving me a chance to reflect my thoughts as to what should India do. India should do the following things as per my thoughts and analysis. First and foremost thing, as long as Pakistan continues to exist as a neighbor, please do not, for God's sake, take any kind of temporary dormancy or peace and harmony in a particular sector or subsector as a permanent one. So the first lesson to be taken home and carried forward is that no matter whether a ceasefire along the line of control or no ceasefire, official promulgation or no official promulgation, a temporary silence should not be taken for granted. There should be no complacency. Number two, Pakistan is taking advantage, undue advantage of the ceasefire along the line of control from 1st of February 2021 till date. While basic agenda, one of the principal driving factor for Pakistan going in for it. It happened during General Bajwa's time when he was the chief. The offer was from his side. He was on his knees virtually. So it was suiting us also. They did not have money to buy the shells, no ammunition today. Their Western Front was active, so they wanted to keep at least the Eastern Front calm and quiet so that Pakistan as a nation could defend the Durand line or the western frontier, or western borders with Iran and Afghanistan. If that is not meeting our national interest and requirement, what is stopping India from calling it out and say, sorry, if you do not stop this terrorist activity across the border, we are not going to respect the ceasefire. We'll activate the ceasefire. Let's raise the cost on a escalatory matrix. I'm not saying do it absolutely close your eyes in an arbitrary manner, in a due thought-through process, in an escalatory matrix. Nor am I recommending tooth for tooth and eye for eye. And mind you, in the background of all this, let's not lose sight of the fact there have been two Balakot surgical strike, and prior to that, post-Uri incident, also there has been a surgical strike across the line of control. So what does it indicate? It indicates that perhaps the threshold of tolerance of Pakistan or the deterrence of this particular strike has not met its objective or the aim. So what does India do now? India has to intermittently, as per my understanding, in interval and gap, but after meeting a particular red line or national interest red line, We must continue with similar kind of balakot, similar kind of surgical strike in appropriate gaps and intervals. Third thing I would like to say, what is stopping India in identifying or banning ISI? That is the main tab which is regulating the flow of terrorism into our country. If that tap is actually flooding the rooms of our house, then is it illogical to go into close the tap first? Or you want to drain out the water from your bedrooms? So therefore, logically, what is stopping India in banning it, at least blacklisting this particular organization? Call it out. For all you know, nothing may happen. Make noise. Call it out in the international environment. Next point that is coming to my mind is, Pia, that whenever a terrorist activity takes place in form of a proxy war, like the way it is happening, there is some organization which is actually getting these people from different places, merging them at one place. As on today, Hizbul Mujahideen, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Toiba, under different names, they have come together just to avoid coming under the limelight and getting caught by the FATF. So they are coming into a group across the south of Pir Panjal range, and towards the valley floor, they are coming in their actual form and figure. So therefore, there is a requirement to identify where exactly who is doing this in Pakistan. Pakistan has got K2 desk. We have lost sight of the fact that this K2 desk came into existence post-liberation of Bangladesh, particularly during Zia-ul Haq's time. What is K2 desk? K2 desk is Khalistan and Kashmir. When Khalistan goes quiet, Kashmir will prop up in violence. And when Kashmir goes silent, Khalistan will prop up. And there is a common border between the two states, between Punjab and Kashmir. If K2, incidentally, let me also inform our viewers, if you carry out deep research, there is a distinct surge in the flow of money into the K2 desk under ISI. They suddenly got hyperactive post 5th August 2019 after the abrogation of Article 370. Where are they getting the money from? They don't have enough for the debt servicing. They are already getting into the stage of sovereign default. As far as the International Monetary Fund is concerned, 30% of the total external debt belongs to China. So how are they going to manage all this? The Deputy Foreign Minister of China had come on a visit to Pakistan. Please correct me if I am wrong. He has handed over cash in yuan and dollar. To whom? The SPR.
Indeed.
So this money is going to the ISI. They are utilizing the money to get these people. They are procuring the weapons, ammunition, and logistics. The Americans had left the weapons in Afghanistan. They are being extensively being used. Training is being carried out. They are staging forward to the forward locations through the existing deployment of Pakistan Army to the line of control, infiltrating into India. And their objective and aim is to make sure that the elections due in September or before that are somehow or the other delayed and denied. Election should not, because election is another, it is going to reinforce the status of what we have been professing till now. Normalcy.
And then this is a very crucial point you have raised, considering the fact that the Supreme Court has set a deadline till the end of September to conduct assembly elections in the state, and that would be the final nail in the coffin for Pakistan's nefarious plot, considering the fact that we've already seen a voter turnout in a large magnitude in the Lok Sabha elections earlier as well. Meanwhile, I'd like to go across to Colonel Shivdan Singh, who's been sitting with us as well. Sir, Major General Sudhakarji had pointed out that we should not let Pakistan take undue advantage of ceasefire. He's also called for India carrying out surgical strikes in gaps and intervals. Would you concur with this?
You see, so far, Pakistan has lost 4 wars against India. And now Pakistan has decided to bleed India white through proxy war, as General Saab has said. In proxy war, the war is not fought like a normal thing on the borders. It is fought internal also, on borders also, through terrorism and all this kind of activities. So Pakistan has never respected ceasefire along J&K border. So there is no question of observing ceasefire from India's side, because every time we hear, before that we were hearing Kupwara, these areas, now they have shifted to North Kashmir. The aim of Pakistan is to show to the world that Jammu Kashmir is not a normal state. There is a lot of disturbance going on in Jammu and Kashmir. The people of Jammu Kashmir are not happy with Indian this thing after abrogation of Article 370. So, and there has been a lot of uprising in POK also. The POK people want themselves to merge into JNK. All these factors are forcing Pakistan to raise proxy war against India. And now, in this encounter, it has been proved that Pakistan's border action team, in which Pakistani commandos and Pakistan army troops were there, they were involved, they were pushing their terrorists into Indian territory. So this incident should be raised at international level, and it should be brought to the UNO's notice that Pakistan army is actively supporting terrorists, and Pakistan should be put in blacklist so that already broken Pakistan will further feel this, and it will give a big lesson to Pakistan. Even if we don't fight a proper war with Pakistan, even this in modern days, by fighting economic front, by fighting on internal security, the aim of wars are achieved. If we put Pakistan into blacklist of IMF, then Pakistan will come to the knees, and Pakistan will understand what is this thing in doing this kind of illegal activities like supporting terrorism in JNK. So this is the best opportunity. All the proofs which should be collected, and it should be put up to UNO and to IMF to declare Pakistan as a put Pakistan into blacklist.
Indeed, sir.
In addition,
yes, sir, go ahead.
Like General Saab has said, we had carried out surgical strike after Uri. We have carried out surgical strike in Balakot. Similar thing should be done whenever we are chasing these terrorists and they are running into the Pakistan. And on that basis, we can tell that we were chasing these terrorists, and that's why we have carried out this surgical strike. So for all these activities, our Indian Army will be ready, and they should teach Pakistan a lesson. And all those camps which are being run by Pakistan in the vicinity of border, terrorist camps, they should be destroyed. And Pakistan should be told that this activity India will not tolerate. And Pakistan, complete Janta of Pakistan is now turning against the Pakistan army, and this is the most opportune time to bring all these things in the circle of media and raise at international level also.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.